can't save that. Yeah, I'm not going to save that one. It's twisted, it's rotten. Oh, well, the Angry Canary has heated seats. But interestingly, all of the airbag and connectors front of the seats were all already done. But yeah, look, you can see there where it's rusted on that seat. There's a little there. Even the footrest supports had it. Tell you what. So this project is brought to you by sponsored and supported by the TT shop in Blackburn. They supply all second-hand parts for Mark 1 and also now Mark 2 vehicles as well. So if you're looking for wings, they've got plenty of those in stock in all a variety of colours, all very varying conditions. So ones that you can prepare yourself, some that are ready for paint. If you're looking for engines, gearboxes, new glass for your broken doors, right the way through to door cards, rad packs, an abundance of transfer boxes, more gearboxes, a blowing exhaust or a downpipe. Or if simply you just want to buy a car that runs, that you want to do as a project, they also have vehicles available to do that as well. So get in touch with them. I'll put a link in the description for the TT shop in Blackburn, and also you will receive a 10% discount if you use the code IMOLA10, which is here somewhere. So get in touch. That discount only applies to actual parts, not postage and packaging. So obviously if you're going to take an engine, then that'll be a separate charge. But get in touch with the guys down at the TT shop Blackburn, and they will be more than happy to assist you with your requirements, whether that be used parts or just a car to work with. Thank you very much to the TT shop Blackburn for supporting and sponsoring this project. Now, back to the car. So hello and welcome back to the channel. So, I think we're nearly there. So I've got one or two more wires to disconnect from here. I've got the correct 10mm multi-spline. And can you believe it? Shock horror. I had every single one of them, 9 through to 12, but no 10. So that's missing in action somewhere. So first things first, let's get on with getting the prop shaft off. From my problem, I'm not sure what the best way is for the prop shaft. Somebody has tried preventative rust on it before. You can see the lambascents hanging out there because the cap's missing. Where's the rest of the exhaust there? It's not too bad. I've been trying to locate the prop shaft. I thought it was higher up, but as you can see, there it is. The problem is, I'm sure the bolt's coming from the other side and the back. So we'll see. So the multi-spline is a little bit different to a normal 10mm. See if we can get it focused. There we go. So you can see there it's multi-spline because it's got a lot of splines. So you can't fit a normal 10mm on there. I tried. So it has to be one of these. But this only cost me £3. So it's not too bad. So this is going to go a couple of three ways, no doubt. It's either going to work straight away, or it's going to round off, or one of the three is going to undo and the other two are going to round off. So 50-50. So let's go. So do the old reach around. Now it wasn't this high up when I did it last. I was trying to think, why was it easier to reach the other day? And I remembered because I had the wheel off and I was standing on the wheel. But never mind. Nope, I'm gonna have to get something to stand on. So that, I believe, is on. So, what I read was to make sure the prop shaft doesn't move, put the car in gear. No, it's come off. and then it'll hold it in place, and then put it in neutral, rotate it, and then of course do the next one. I'm not entirely confident that's on there. Now that's either off or I've rounded it off. One of the two. So look, off there. So we shall see. Well, I have some sort of bolt in my hand. What do we got? Well, what do you know? And there we go. So, as you can see there, got the multiple ends, and it's fairly lengthy. So yeah, one down, two to go. So let's get it in neutral and see if this theory works by rotating it. So I put it in neutral. We're gonna see if this bad boy spins or not. If it doesn't, I got problems. Big problems. Ah, no, it doesn't spin. So I have to do the hard way. So there's one there, and the other one must be around the other side somewhere. Yeah, so I can reach them from here, but it's not going to be much fun. Not much fun at all. So, get in here. Now, of course, there is always a better way to do things, and this is probably the worst way, I reckon, knowing me. But I can feel that one, and I could feel the other one. But I think it's got to be an extension job. Because, yeah, steering rack's in the way. That one was a bit more difficult to get out. I had to get my hand in, but there's two. One more to go. So that theory is not going to work, so I'm going to disconnect the gear selectors here, and I'm also going to disconnect the brackets here so I can move that out of the way, because at the moment I can get to the one on that side, to one nearest the driver's side, but these cables are in the way. So this is the reason why you do YouTube videos, so people can learn, and obviously I use YouTube videos as well. So I put that nut back on there, so scrap what I said there. So allegedly put a spanner in here. And then it just pops off. So that is out, but it's also taking a bolt from gearbox to engine, which is fine anyway, because the engine and gearbox didn't get separated. But interesting how that works though, isn't it? It's like a double-ended section. See it? So there's the 13 I was undoing, and then there's your engine gearbox bolt. Fun. So that is out, but it's also taking a bolt from gearbox to engine, which is fine anyway, because the engine and gearbox didn't get separated. But interesting how that works though, isn't it? It's like a double-ended section. See it? So there's the 13 I was undoing, and then there's your engine gearbox bolt. Fun. Yeah, so I'm struggling to twist that prop shaft round, and I think it's because obviously the car weights on the back wheels. So my theory now is to undo the engine mounts bolts. So I'll get the engine lift up the engine, because then that should lift the prop shaft away from. Here's one of the plugs I've missed. So that one looks like it's for the intercooler sensor. So as you can see, it runs there and it goes into the engine loop. So we'll get that one disconnected. So this I bought, I can't remember where I got it from now, but I'll put a link in the description for it anyway. But as you see there, 900 kilos. Now I did, there you go, 900 kilos. So I did some digging, and I believe that the engine is 450 kilos. So that with the gearbox, which may be 100, so 500-ish. So that should be more than enough to hold it. So we'll get it opened up. I've asked for some advice as to where the jacking points are. So what we got? So that chain. Very good. What's this? I think I might have another chain in here as well, to be fair. Look. Yeah, 2 chains. Okay. 1 for each side. Jolly good. So in terms of how this works, I think, because you've got the holes on here, and I'm just racking my brain. So I think you undo that, put that through there like that, and then that goes through there like so. And then that's it. But I don't have 2 lifting points, only have 1. But you get the general gist. And then obviously same on the other side, but I'm only going to have 2 lift points. I'll see if it reaches. Yeah. So because we're just using one, we'll take the one that's got the bar that connects to that. So that should. Oh, I'm not so sure about that. Right, okay. So that's there. Right. Well, that wouldn't be good with it. There we are. So there's that. Put that through here. Don't do what I usually do. Put it on there so don't lose it. And then same again on this side. See if this one. They're disconnected. They can go out of the way. That's the engine loom. You can shift as well, so I can't see what I am doing. So yeah, I'll figure that out. So that's tighter, and then yeah, come back to it. So of course, here comes the rain. It's late in the day, so I'm not 100% sold that that's solid, but we'll find out. So there's only the one prop bolt still left. Like I say, I'm going to take the weight of the engine, undo the engine mount, gearbox mount, and then lift the engine upwards, because then that'll pull the prop shaft towards the car, and then it'll be further away from the, I keep forgetting what it's called now, for the steering rack. That's the word. So yeah, so it'll move away from the steering rack, because at the moment I can't get the socket onto the bottom one. And yeah, dropping the subframe is not quite the job just yet, because it's heavily rusted. So by jacking the engine when it's disconnected from the car, and then that should then lift the prop shaft enough so I can just put the nut on and undo that last one, and then it all should just come out. So hope you enjoyed the video. I was hoping to get the engine out this time, but unfortunately haven't. But the next video, it should definitely be engine out, and very, very quick turnaround on the same video, getting the engine out of the donor as well, because now I've got a very good understanding as to what needs to be disconnected. I just need to make sure to take more photographs of the donor whenever pulling parts and disconnecting things off. I did take some photographs of the Imola, but obviously it's been nearly a week and a half since I started unplugging some of these things, and I couldn't tell you, if you were to quiz me, which goes where and how it runs through the engine. So I need to make sure I take more pictures. But otherwise, I will catch you on the next one. Bye for now.